Now, Dr. Rajesh will explain to you about products. Why should we use these products and what it contains? And Dr. Rajesh, as you all know, he's an Ayurvedic doctor. You know, have you heard of Ayurveda? It's a traditional Indian medical system, thousands of years old. And he's a graduate from Pune University in Ayurveda. And he has been associated with the DXN for the last 5 years, traveling different parts of the world and sharing his experience on this. And he's a psychotherapist and an author who has been helping a lot of people to achieve health. And recently he has written a book on Gyanodharma, and that is also selling well in different parts of the world. And he's also a Bollywood actor. Trying to be, yeah.
Why not?
Why not, yeah. So, thank you very much, and please put your hands together.
Thank you so much, Jijit, and thank you all for coming. I hope everybody really understands English. Yes? How many don't understand? Okay? We'll meet in person later, okay? Now, what am I going to do today? I'm going to share something that I believe, okay? And one thing I believe is that we all are meant here to live happily. Okay, we were born not to suffer. We were born to live till the end. And today the biggest problem is, the reason that we are suffering is two. One, that is the physical illness that we are suffering from. And I can list a number of diseases that we suffer from. Second, the mental illnesses that we suffer from. These are the two things that is actually the reason that we suffer. Not because we don't have money, not because of other things, but because of these two things. The mind and the body. And that's what you are. Just the mind and just the body. And that's why we feel this whole life is all about suffering. So, my basic job is going to be to wake you up. Okay? DXN comes second. First is my philosophy, my own philosophy. What I believe actually can help you live a life that you always wanted to. Not wasting your time carrying files or papers of lab tests and trying to go to meet another doctor from here and another doctor there, one department and another department, because that's not what you should be doing. So, before I start, I want to ask you some questions, okay? Do you have questions in your mind? If you don't have this, okay, you'll never have answers, okay? So better have your questions, okay? If you don't question, then you'll never know. The only way to know something that you don't know is by asking questions, right? So many things you don't know, like the way I did not know. And the only way I knew is by asking questions. So make sure you have many questions in your mind, okay? Don't believe me. That's what I want to say. What? Don't believe what I say. Don't believe me, okay? Yes, don't believe me. That's what it is. First, only if it agrees to what you think and my thinking, only then believe it. Don't believe because I give you something and I tell you and you have to believe. No, don't do that, okay? That's what a great man said once, okay? That never believe anything on its face value unless and until it justifies what you think is right, okay? So today we are going to do that. I'm not here to sell these products to you, but I'm going to try to tell you what wonderful things we have that we can go out and change the whole world. Okay, so before I start, one question, because I like to ask questions so that I know you, because I don't know you, right? So the only way I'll know you is by asking you questions. Now, okay, let's consider a nice little house, okay? A family of two kids, a big family. They grew, they had more kids,
Whoa.
okay? Big family, okay? Okay, now this is a big family. Now in this big family, suddenly something happens. You know, first time 2 people, then 4 people, then 8 people, and when the family becomes big, then you have problems. Yes or no? Or no? The more the number of people, the more the problems. Because the problem is in understanding. Yes or no? No. This is very important, okay? Now, if these 2 people are in agreement, fine. Then everything is peaceful and calm. And the family is doing very, very good. And we say, what a lovely, loving family this is. Yes or no? Yes. And then, we have 4 kids. Okay? And the kids are also all together. But now this kid is fighting with this and this kid. They're fighting. And we say, it's all okay, they're kids. They can fight, they are fine. But as they grow big, their fights turn bitter. Okay? And when they are gone, there's a different fight. Okay? Now they have their 4 kids and big family. Okay? And they have their disputes, their disagreements. Now what happens? The same happy family is now an unhappy family. Yes or no?
Yes.
This is exactly what happens to society. Okay? Now, I want to ask you, if there is a situation like that in your family, whom do you want this situation to be handled by? People outside the family? Should they come and help this family?
No.
Then who should help? Or you cannot help them? Can you help them? Is it possible to help such a situation? Yes, sometimes. How? Who? This person can help them? This family? Go down and tell them, come on, let me sit together. The first thing is, even if he tells them to let's come together and sit and talk, they will not talk. They will not come together. Because if they came together, it was already a happy family. You understand? So, find a solution for this problem. Is it possible to solve this problem?
Yes.
How?
You can call one of them.
You can call one of them,
Yeah.
out or inside?
Outside you can.
Okay, you take him outside. Okay.
You can ask the problem, or probably 1 or 2 of them, explain everything, and try to him go inside and start to telling one by one to share everything.
She's saying, take this guy out, try to explain him everything. As soon as he goes out, the others think, why did he go out? He's going to do something. When he's coming back, he's got some ideas and beliefs of some other person. People are like that, you know. Yeah.
And the kids can help.
The kids can help.
And solve it amongst themselves.
Kids are in their own world. They want to do what they want to do, right?
Well, I would say first people want to resolve this problem as well. It's the first thing that
Yes.
notice, and we all want to resolve the problem. But sometimes we can ask the person outside, let's say if it will be psychotherapist, because then we can talk the problems. Sometimes the person outside can notice what we don't see inside as well.
So the whole family has to come to him.
For example, if everybody wants to do it
Yes,
and notice
that's
the
it.
problem.
First is the choice. If everybody wants it. But if nobody wants it, there's no point. Right? Agree?
Yeah.
It's the first choice. There would be disputes. As the numbers increase, as you have individuals, you have individual personalities, you have individual identities, so will you have individual differences. And with every difference will come a dispute. And with every dispute comes quarrel, fights and everything. Now, the only way she said is, all of them, with all their indifferences, with all their disputes, come to an agreement that let's sit and talk, right? Let's sit and talk and try to find out, is there a way that we can live in harmony? And the word is harmony. Okay? Now, is that a good way to solve it? Sitting and talking and discussing and helping out? So, it's not this who solves your problem. It's they who solve their problem. Yes? Together. Now, let's consider, if this is your body, Okay? And these were your cells. Okay, so they were 2 cells, they became 4, 8, 16, and what you are now with millions of cells. Now, you think, with time, there are disagreements, disputes, imbalance, and everything in your body, and your body can go haywire and can suffer from different diseases. Now, who brings a solution? A person from outside, like a doctor, or the person himself? The cells themselves. Yeah? So the real answer is the best physician for your current situation of your health is your body itself, not somebody else. Okay? If you get this right, you will understand that healing begins within you and starts from inside you, not from the outside in. Okay? And that is why it's very important to understand that our job is to understand what our body is, how it works, why does it suffer, and how can we find the right solution. Because if they are in chaos, there is something in the environment that is not right. And how can we find a solution? And that's what all DXN is about. And that's really amazing because very few companies have philosophies when they develop products. But DXN has a philosophy, a fantastic philosophy that helps them develop amazing products. So, okay, we don't have a slide changer, so I'll have to move around. This is what we did. Okay. So, any questions on this? You doubt this? Do you doubt this? Okay, please have questions if you have, okay? Do you doubt this? Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, okay? Like, you know, I work, sometimes I see my body working miracles, you know. Somebody has a wart, you know, somebody gets an inflammation. I just tell them, you know, start thinking that it's all going to be all right and start taking care of it and loving it and don't eat medicines. You start only passing the right things and taking care of it. It actually regresses, it reverses, okay? So, now, this is what you have to learn today. Health has 2 approaches today. Society wants to deal this in these 2 ways. We have problems, for sure, we have problems in health. And there are these 2 ways. One is the conventional way, okay? This way is where today modern science is trying to take health in the hands of physicians, okay? So this is segmental, okay? When I say segmental is, if I have a problem with my eyes and I cannot see properly, and where will I go? Can I go to a pediatrician? Where? Optician, okay? And what if I have some joint pains? Can I go to a cardiologist? Who's laughing, you know? You're laughing. Even with me, if I say I can go to a doctor, they'll say, fine. As soon as I make it a segment, and I say, I'm going to a, you know, cardiologist for my joint pain, you will laugh at me. Because you will suddenly see he's so dumb. He doesn't understand. He's got joint pain. He needs to go to an orthopedic doctor. He's got a kid. He needs to go to a pediatrician. He's old enough at 56. He should go and see a geriatrician. Right? So we know that the modern science has already broken us into pieces and in segments so that we become intelligent enough to understand that this body part of ours is what we are suffering from, and we need to go specifically to a physician who deals with that body part. And that is the first thing that we are already broken into pieces. This is the segmental approach. And that's a very big problem because actually, even if you go to an ophthalmologist or cardiologist, you will realize once you start your journey with somebody, the journey has begun with everybody. Then you go to the cardiologist, you'll go, and then someday you'll have a joint pain, then you'll go to the, you know, rheumatologist, then you'll have another problem, you'll go to, and you know, you're meeting everybody because actually you're a complete whole body. You're not a single part that suffers. Every part is connected to another part. You cannot say that one part is separated from the other. So that means this is the segmental approach. But what does the natural medicine do, the natural medicine approach? It talks about holistic approach. It takes you as a whole entity. Okay? So if I have a hair fall, I just don't need to see a dermatologist or a trichologist. I actually have to see that, is there a problem in my gut that is causing my hair fall? Is it something to do with stress that is causing my hair fall? Is it something to do in my family, the generation that is causing my hair fall?
Your thyroid.
Your thyroid could be a problem. So I will consider you as a whole being. That's what the natural medicine does. Now, here the focus, as it says, is towards maintaining your health. You need to be strong. Only when the family is strong, okay, it can fight anybody's influence from the outside. A weak family cannot do that. And the strength comes from having the basic necessities. If there is food, clothing, and shelter here, they are a strong family. It's a basic need. But they will be together, they will be united. As soon as the basic need itself, the food is not there, shelter is not there, this same family, even if they want to be united, they cannot be united. Right? The same is in your body. Your body also needs some basic things that will actually help it become strong so that it can fight many diseases and conditions. So here, the focus is towards health. And here, modern science only wants to find a disease. You're suffering from this, let's do a test, let me see the lab results, and now the lab results show that there is some abnormality, and now I need to put that into normality, and I prescribe you something. Right? Here, there's a drug that is prescribed, here there is a lifestyle that is prescribed. Okay? So this is the difference. The third is, it's all about prevention. You're suffering or you're not suffering. You still come together and enjoy your parties and meetings and together. Because if this family comes every day, sips a coffee, enjoys every weekend, I'm sure they will never fight. But if they don't do that, and they do that probably after 2 years, probably they will have many more disputes, right? Same here. Prevention is getting involved with health daily basis, on a daily basis. To see that you're so strong that nothing in future, even if it happens, affects you so badly that it could actually destroy you. Here, in this condition, it's all about cure. Cure means you have a problem, and that is where we find a solution. That's where it is. Like, for example, I'm in London now. I don't know the rules here, suppose, and I start breaking all the laws here. What will happen to me? I'll get? Yeah? What? I'll get? Arrested for what? For what? But I did not know them. It doesn't? Absolutely. Your ignorance is not going to be a problem for them. They will still fine you. They will still punish you. Yes or no? So if you are suffering, and if you're seeing somebody, that means you cannot say, I did not know. You know, that's your problem. You're suffering because of your ignorance. That means the only way out is to know the Constitution, know the rules. Probably go slow, try to find out, actually know yourself. And then you realize your body also functions with a set of rules. And it has its own constitution. We also need to follow that. The day you break the rules, you will get punished. And there, in London, if I break a rule here, I'll be put into the jail. And in health, if you break the rule, you go down to an ICU. Right? That's another jail. And hospital is not where you want to. Do you want to be there? Trust me, you don't want. No, neither do you want your family to be there. So somebody suffering from cancer there has actually been ignorant enough not to know what went wrong, and he's being now punished there. Right? So that is very important. Here we have to understand, we don't need only cure, we need prevention. We need to know. And prevention is all about knowing, knowledge, and actually implementing and following those laws. Here, we deal with supplements. Because supplements are not the primary thing, you know. So what, the word itself, the supplement means, you know, secondary to the primary. Okay, so it means that your diet is going to be the main key. But what you're not going to get from your diet is now going to be supplemented from another set of products or other food products, right? That means that your diet needs to be good. If your diet is fantastic, you will never need a supplement. But now the question is, does food have all the nutrients in it? Yes or no? No. So it becomes mandatory that I have to supplement my food. Okay? So I'm not trying to say that supplements are necessary. I'm saying food is necessary. But if food is necessary, I need to see that the food is wholesome. The food has all the nutrients. It has like it got everything that can actually help me prevent my illnesses of the future. But if that is not there, I will definitely need the support of supplements. And that comes supplements. But here, what is the approach? They wait till you fall sick. And when you fall sick, they want to only take care of the sickness, not you. Okay? Look at a doctor, or an oncologist who's trying to deal with somebody who is having cancer. He sees a tumor in you. Okay? What is his really desire? What is his ultimate desire? Is it to make you feel good? Destroy the tumor. His only aim is whatever it costs, whatever happens, we have to get the tumor out. Let's try radiotherapy. Try radiation, try to kill it off. Oh, it's not working? Let's do chemotherapy. You put heavy drugs in you. Try to take it off. If not working, let's open it up and take it out. You understand? But in the process, you do this. What did cancer do? Cancer spread, ran away in little bunches here and there. So while you got the major chunk of people inside, some few hid somewhere. And after a few months, years, they come back again. And now you have not one, you have 10 more places. And what do you do then? You again go aggressive. Because here, you're finding using drugs. It's like actually using ammunition, using bombs and all those things. Like the way world is trying to manage a lot of insecurity and imbalance around the world, we're trying to do that with ammunition. And the same doctors are doing with your body. They're trying to kill those few cells who are actually become abnormal. But that's not the way you handle it. Can you do that? If two of these people are doing wrong, one is a drunkard and abusing and doing something, you go out killing the whole family? No, we don't do that. Right? We have to sit and try to find out why they are like that, what happened. Let us give them what they need. Probably he doesn't have a job. Probably he did not get his basic things that he needed. Right? So here you find a solution for him. And your cells basically need nothing from you. What they need is only simple thing. Good oxygen supply, good nutrients. That's it. And one more very important thing it needs. That wherever it is, the environment around is clean. Because if it's filthy around, the cells don't like it. They actually start getting diseased. Right? So the most important thing is to feed, to give basic nutrients to your cell. Okay? What happened? Terminal. No input. Okay, so you're getting a philosophy? Because get your philosophy right, okay? If you don't get your philosophy right, you'll never understand anything of this. But if you get your philosophy right, you'll understand more than what even I can share with you. It's very important. So you get the philosophy of DXN right in you. Okay? So the goal here is what? Wellness. It's all about wellness, being happy and good. And here the goal is correction. Correction means doing wrong. Wellness means following rules. Now where do you want to be? What do you want to do? This one sounds itself very good. Wellness, and when everything is well, you don't need anything, right? Similarly, there we don't want. No, we don't want to go into the correction mode, right? So we need to know the rules that actually make us sick. Okay, next slide. Okay, so please, every time I say, keep your questions ready, okay? Don't believe me. What are you going to do? The whole session, you're not going to believe me. You're going to sit and doubt me. What is this person saying, okay? Doubt, put your questions. Doubt, put your questions. And so that we have a question-answer session, you can start shooting me. Okay, then I have to do the matrix thing, Okay, so you're going to do that, okay? You're going to shoot. Okay, now, for me, health comes with 4 pillars. Okay, it's an ancient philosophy. And it says that first it starts with the positive mental attitude. As she said, these bunch of people have to first agree. That's positive mental attitude. You have to first agree that you don't want to fall sick. You have to first agree that you don't want to be in the sickness industry. You have to be, you have to agree that you want to be well always, happy always, That is what thing. And first thing starts with positive mental attitude. So if you're having weight problems, what is the first step towards bringing about a change? I have to change. I have to reduce my weight. It's the first thing. Whatever happens, the rules follow later, but first is taking a decision. A decision from where you start your change. If you cannot decide, you cannot move, right? The first thing starts taking decision, and that happens only with a positive mental attitude. So there was one story, one guru in India had a big ashram, and a guy wanted to visit him, so he traveled miles and miles, and he came, he had this today technology, GPS, he was around that ashram, but he was not able to find the way because a lot of roads around in India. But he knew it was close by. So, he was facing like this, and then he saw a boy playing. So he said, "Hey, excuse me, where is this ashram?" He says, "Oh, this ashram, it's around 4,500 miles. He says, "Crazy? How can that be? Yeah, the GPS says it's close by." No, it's 4,500 miles away. He says, "Is that so? But how can I reach fast?" He said, "Just turn around. Then it's just 5 minutes walk." Life is like that. Sometimes we are very close to solutions, but we are not looking at it, in that way. So what I mean to say, the positive mental attitude, who gives you that energy? The people around you. You cannot develop your positive. You cannot say, "Okay, from today, I have to be positive mental attitude." You cannot do. Affirmations only don't work. They work with people around you. If this person wants to change, everybody together will tell him, "We will change. You are a part of us, we'll change." And that happens at your cellular level too. If one cell, if you have a situation with a particular organ like your heart, your kidney, something, you actually have to understand, it's not that you only tell, it will all be okay. Everybody together, yes, we all will see that you will be okay. Imagine one who is sick gets support from everybody and says, "You will be fine." It makes a wonderful miracle, But what happens in a hospital? Does the patient feel the same? Oh, he's lying on the bed. He's already been detected cancer. And the doctor comes and checks. "Oh, today your pulse is low. Today this is, oh my God. He's already sinking." So the doctor, is he contributing to his health or to his sickness? You can imagine, he's already feeding that. He, poor fellow, is looking at the graphs and looking at everybody, the nurses around, people moving around, and he knows, "I will never get out of this place." He's for sure. And he keeps on staying there. Even if he's managed to bring out, he still lives with it. Because by that time when he's going, the doctor has already written a big prescription that he has to follow. Not only follow, but he has to also follow up with the same guy who was putting negative thoughts in him. And he keeps on following up with the same guy who puts all the negative thoughts in him, and he's always going to land up with him as his best company. Right? So you need to understand, you need to be around people who give you that positive energy. So come with a community, come with people who can think that you can always and always be actually healthy and wealthy, right? You have to think like that. So, positive mental attitude. Is it difficult? Is it difficult? Sometimes challenging. So, when you have something challenging, you just need company, right? Everything that was challenging, as soon as you had company, you had the guts to do that, right? You need little company. So make sure you have people around you that can change your mental attitude in a good way. Okay? The second one is healthy lifestyle. Now when I say lifestyle, let's talk about a few diseases. Okay? And you're going to tell me if they are infective diseases caused because of an infection, or is it something because of the way we lived? Okay? Like for example, malaria. Yeah, malaria could be not because of a lifestyle. I just was fit and fine. I went to India and probably a mosquito bit me and I got malaria. Possible? Yeah. Is that your fault? No, it happened to you. But we can actually treat that very easily. If you diagnose it, you know the symptoms, you go to the doctor finds out, okay, and then you can be treated. Now, obesity. Lifestyle. It did not happen like that. I was okay yesterday and early morning I got up. I was 50 kg yesterday and today morning I'm 80 kgs. Is that happening? Does that happen? It does not happen. Okay, I was not having diabetes. Yesterday my sugar levels were normal. Today morning I've been detected with diabetes. Is it possible? So diabetes is? Lifestyle. Okay, now I did my scans and everything, my reports were okay for cancer, and I've been detected that I don't have cancer. But what is it? By today evening, I feel I have a lump and I think I have cancer. Is it possible?
Yes.
Yes? Everything was normal till the morning, and in the evening you have cancer? Is it possible? No. Again, it's a lifestyle disease. See, understand, everything that goes slowly, progressively, is something to do with you doing that every day. You know, Maurice was driving his car, and he's saying, oh, you know, if you drive fast, you'll get some points. Okay? Yeah, good points or bad points, I don't know. Huh? So he's saying, oh, they've only taken a picture. I think so, 3 points or 4 points, I don't know what. He was stealing points, and I was saying, what are you doing? He's saying, accumulating points. And what happens after you accumulate points? At the end? Or on the same day? At the end, when? When you go to renew your, yeah? What happens? Oh, what is this? That is lifestyle. Okay, he lived that lifestyle and then he got a big bill. So, you live a lifestyle and when you get something, that is your bill. Okay, so understand. Lifestyle diseases are on a rise. And because they are not caused because of a specific reason, you cannot have a specific way to deal it. Okay, you need to have a lifestyle change. So what Maurice has to do?
Change his style.
Style, okay, he has to change his driving style. He drives like this, you know, and then he's blaming the traffic. Oh, what is the traffic, you know? But you're a super driver, right? So it's your lifestyle. So now trust me. So what can change you is changing your lifestyle. And this is very important. So what you need to know what is healthy lifestyle. Okay, I'll try to cover that up to what is good for you, what is not good for you. Okay? And I told you the primary thing is your diet, what you're eating. Because that's your real medicine. Because food becomes your medicine. Because that's what you take 3 times a day. Yes or no? Not the doctor's pill. You know, doctor will prescribe you pills. You might take it, you might not take it. But I'm sure whatever happens, you might never miss the 3 times food, right? Morning, afternoon, evening, that definitely goes in. So that prescription you're following, so better make sure that that is right. What you're eating is very important because that makes you what you are. So what you were yesterday and what you are now, the only thing that changed you from yesterday to now is the thing that you put inside you yesterday. Getting my point? It's food that becomes you. Okay, so what you put into your system is what you become. Okay, very, very important. And as I told you, because we lack this, everything in a diet, in food, we need supplementation. Okay, and that was the idea of our people. Because 5,000 years before, when humans were traveling from one place to another, we were not settled as a civilization. You know, so what we used to do is we used to travel from one place to another. You know, like monkeys, we used to have fruits from the trees, something or the other. We found our own, food, but there was variety, and that variety gave us all the nutrients. But when we settled down as humans in a civilization, we started doing one thing. We started the art of cultivation, okay? And the art of cultivation made us actually grow crops on the same soil again and again and again and again. And the soils did not have all the nutrients that it could to retain it. So definitely today the key is supplementation if you really want to regain your health. Next. Okay, so now what causes illness? Only 2 things. Okay, only 2 things. One is toxin and the other is imbalance. Okay, and what is toxins? Anybody? Okay, what is toxin? Something that is not good for your body, correct? Do you have toxins? Yes. Where did you get that? So now let's gather the information, okay? From the food that is produced right now, from pollution, drugs, water. So you're actually, completely toxic, eh? Are you? You understand, if you say this to even a doctor, he would agree, but they don't agree technically that everything is toxic, right? Because toxic means something that harms your body. Now, do you think if everything was fantastic, a fantastic environment, pure water from the, flowing rivers and everything, no pollution, nothing, there will be toxins in your body? Yes or no? Nafas? No?
Yes.
What an amazing place to live, right? Up in the mountains, no vehicles, nothing, you know, everything peaceful, calmful, and in close association with nature, and there would be no toxins, correct? 5,000 years back, okay, everything was like that, I think so. Yeah? Did they really need a Ganoderma if there was no toxins? Think about it. Yeah? Now, where do toxins come from? Toxins are nothing but the waste metabolites of your daily metabolism. Okay, for example, now let me prove you some toxin that can actually be very, very dangerous. For example, I'm taking a deep breath. What did I breathe in is enough of air that contained oxygen and other, nitrogen and carbon dioxide, everything. But my body, what did it do? It picked up the oxygen. The oxygen traveled all through my body, made me feel good, and I did one thing. I did not let the air that went in to come out. So I closed my nostrils. Okay? Now what is going to happen? Am I going to die because I took in air? Will something happen to me?
Well, you should inhale as well.
What will happen to me if I just... That's it.
You won't feel good.
I'm not going to feel good. Okay, she's saying I'm not going to feel good. Who's going to feel good like this? Anyways, so let's list down the points. Okay, I'm not going to feel good. Okay, feel good. Okay, that's true. I will not feel good like this. Okay, I'm going to try. Okay, you tell me if it's working. Huh?
You have to breathe out.
You're gonna go red.
I would call ambulance.
I cannot do it. I cannot. But if somebody forces that on me, what is going to happen to me? What will happen?
The results.
It's simple words. What will going to happen to me for 5 minutes? Dead. What killed me? The air that I breathed in?
No.
Then?
You didn't breathe out.
Sufficient.
The thing, who said that? What was it?
That's what you didn't breathe out.
Because I did not breathe out. Can you imagine? I did not breathe out, but I went out. What an amazing thing. Now, that means what I took in was good, but what my body made out of the good was not good for me. Right? What it did, it was used up all the oxygen and made enough carbon dioxide which my body did not need. And I did not have a way out. I had blocked that path. And what happened? The same stuff that my body did as a part of metabolism, even though I was fit and fine and everything was okay, only with a single person blocking me, I was lying dead in 5 minutes. Now, understand this. That means whatever it is, let's not blame the whole world, pollution, and don't blame the water and the food. And even simple metabolism of eating your food, breathing, can also produce toxins in your body. You getting my point? Yeah. We think too much, the pollution and this and that. No. Even if you're breathing, you're getting toxic. If you're eating, you're getting toxic. Getting my point? It's very, very important to understand this. And if you understand this, then you get the key to actually being toxic free. And I'll tell you how. Okay? So, toxin imbalance. An imbalance is basically, I told you, remember the family. If they work in harmony, fine. If they don't work in harmony, suddenly this guy, the father, he had 4 children, and he loved this one, gave all the property to him. What is going to happen to him? 3.
They will be not happy.
They will be not happy, and what will they do? Oh, it's okay. He was a nice brother. What will they do? Go to the lawyers and whatever it is, They will do, they cannot. This is called imbalance. And imbalance is the reason when most of the diseases happen in your body too. One organ doesn't get the basic nutrients it needs, suddenly it starts affecting the other organ, the other organ, the other organ. The whole system starts collapsing. So what happens in diabetes is, we call it the silent killer, because nobody never has died because of diabetes. Never, till today. Nobody has ever died because of diabetes, but they have definitely died because of multi-organ failure caused because of long-standing diabetes. That means even the sugar level that you achieved at the end was low, but the organs that were there, the vital organs, they all failed. And that is what I mean, when I say imbalance, okay, in your body can affect so many organs that you don't even realize that it is one of the major reasons for you to be chronically ill for a longer time. So, toxins and imbalance are the major reasons that we fall ill. And these, you don't need a doctor to deal with. Do you need? It's so simple. Doctors don't deal with this, never. It's you who deals with it. I had to breathe out. Not you come and help me, please breathe out. You understand? You have to act for your health, right? Can I, next slide? Okay, so now let us understand. So what is the body's natural way of defense? Because if this is the case, then body should actually be able to manage itself without involving me. The best way, I told you, the best doctor is your body itself. The first level of defense of your body is called as the discharge phase. The second level is called as the put aside phase. And the third level is called as the tumor development phase. Now these are, colloquial language words that we've used to describe something that happens in your body. But it actually makes sense, when I will try to explain this to you. These three levels is how the body is trying to protect itself. It's not trying to harm you, okay? Now, next slide. So, when you look at the first level, toxins will be discharged out of body from the sweat, from your urine, your phlegm, and your stools. These are your excretory organs or excretions of your body. And this is the way that body actually throws out all the toxins. Okay? Now, that means that if one of these is blocked, that means toxins are accumulating. Now, a person who doesn't sweat more is actually going to suffer some time. Okay? So we tell people, actually go out and work out, do your little exercise, sweat a little. It's always going to be good. It is going to detoxify you. Okay? You need to urinate well. So drink a lot of water, people say. Okay? And a phlegm is basically your cough that comes along. But it's one way that body tries to prevent itself. Okay? Discharge. And stools is another way that body throws away toxins. Now, let's consider an example to see how this discharge phase works. For example, I take in something and that's not good for my stomach, and suddenly I have something called food poisoning. What is the first thing that's going to happen to me? Diarrhea. So what is the body doing? Is it doing something wrong?
No.
What is it doing?
Taking that out.
Yes, it's just telling, come on, you're not needed, discharge. Okay, get out. So body does this, it does it very nicely. Body has this amazing ability. Try to understand this. Body has an amazing ability to discharge toxins out. It needs only your support. But what we do, a lot of patients I have seen with skin conditions, if you go back and trace their history, they had this complaint of, diarrhea, and they were on long-term medications to stop diarrhea. But they did not realize, why did I have diarrhea? They said we had diarrhea and then we took pills and then it was all okay and antibiotic. But it was not okay. You blocked that path, the toxins went into your bloodstream and found another path. And where did they find another path? The skin. Because then it took the root of your sweat and it came out here. But it could not come out sweat, so it started having inflammation. And the whole cells now started being... So all the dumping thing, all the waste was now being dumped out on the exterior of your skin. Now suddenly you are scaling, redness, and then you say, what is this? How did this turn up? Because you change your dumping ground from where it should have been to another place, right? And that's where things go wrong. So if you put a dustbin in your house, make sure that you put the stuff in the dustbin. Because if you don't put it in the dustbin, where does it go? Somewhere else in your house, right? And that's a problem. Then it's very, very difficult to clean it up afterwards. So here, understand this. So discharge is its natural tendency. Body will try to do this always. First, it's the simplest way it works. Okay? So like, I discharge the air, right? That's expiration. I discharge sweat. Sometimes I have a lot of fever. Body is actually trying to fight an infection. You'll see when you have fever, the time where you have a lot of sweat, you're actually going to feel better. Yes? because your body is trying to release all the toxins out. So this is a good way in which body does it discharge phase, defense. Next slide. Okay, so second phase. Now what happens, as I told you, if something goes wrong with the first phase, the body does it, well, it starts accumulating. Okay, it starts accumulating all the toxins, and now it starts forming crystals, hard thing. For example, now let's say the kidneys are trying to filter the blood continuously, but sometimes your blood becomes so acidic that there's no enough water, you're not drinking enough water. Now the kidneys are trying to actually clean, but there's not enough water in your body. Suddenly you'll see your uric acid and all these stones start getting accumulated, and over time you'll have crystals, because body cannot let them circulate in your system. They have to push it aside, so they form crystals and they keep it as stones. So somebody, have kidney stones, somebody have gallstones. That's what body does, forms stones, Not only here, sometimes you have internally here also small stones. You have stones everywhere. They are crystallization formation, right? If you have an injury in your arteries, you can have a clot formation. Again, that's a kind of a stone. Stone means accumulation of the toxins which should not have been accumulated. They should have been going out, okay? So this is another way the body does, okay? Third, the put aside phase. Now, the third phase is called the tumor developing phase. Now here what happens is, body tried its effort to discharge it, the body tried to even, accumulate it, but now it's going to a different level. The body cannot discharge the toxins, body tried its effort. Now, the area where they're dumping the toxins suddenly get inflamed, okay? And, if it happens on the outside, you get a skin condition, fine. But what it happens to an internal tissue, the cells there, they now start behaving weirdly. And they start becoming abnormal, right? Now, it's like, again, we'll go back to the story, okay? This cell gets all the good thing. It is going to be a good cell, okay? Now, this cell get all the negative, all the waste of life, all dirt and everyone, bad people and bad company. What is this guy going to become? He's going to become a bad guy. His behavior change completely, right? Suddenly this becomes an abnormal guy, and this is a normal guy. But what we want to do, we realize this abnormality is a problem, because this abnormal cell is now going to do abnormal things, which is not necessary. Right? And this is what we call cancer. And it starts, so basically a cancer cell needs to die after some time, but it decides not to die. It wants to produce and multiplies and multiplies and multiplies, does all the things that it does not want to do. And that's where we have problem. So we have to understand the tumor phase is when the body is really toxically overloaded. And that means now there are lumps of toxin now is affecting the population within your cells, some parts, and you will usually see them on a lot of fat tissues. Could be your breast tissue, could be muscle tissue. You'll usually find these cells going up in form of tumor. So I give a very nice example. Let's say, do you know what tobacco chewing is? Do you know that? So back in India, we also have this tobacco. We take the tobacco. Okay, so people do this and they put it here. I don't know how they do it here. They do it here, like this? Some people do it. Okay, anyways. So one day even I tried that. You should try everything, then you learn. I told you, I question a lot of stuff. So I put that because people were doing it. So I thought, what is it? Let me try, Because again, tobacco is just a natural leaf, So what can it do? So I put that. Oh, it started burning. So you cannot keep it. So if you're trying first time something, you realize it's not good for you. But then it started burning, and suddenly I realized it was inflamed. Okay? Now look at the way it progresses, okay? First, what happened is, my cells here, okay? I put the tobacco here. They all got inflamed. They did not like it. They got angry, right? So they like angry cells now. These are all angry cells. So how do you make angry cells, okay? Okay, so they're angry now. They're angry at me. What am I doing? And they're all turning red. And I see that and they're burning, okay? But I say, shut up. Okay? Even if you're angry, I don't care. I'm going to still do what I love. All these people are doing, I'm going to do it. And I still keep on doing it. Okay? What is going to happen? Oh, they're going to go mad and they're going to swell up. They're going to all come together and say, yo, you understand what is happening? They're all going to swell up and go try to tell me something. But I will not listen. I'll turn my deaf ears. You know, we don't listen to our body when it speaks actually. You know, so I will turn, oh, forget it. What are you telling me? Only then, again, I will start putting stuff on it. Now, again, I put, now, he says, if this dumb guy keeps on doing this dumb thing and keeps on dumping this tobacco on me every day, we will be all lost. We will go away, right? There will be a big injury and there will be a hole because the way he's actually killing himself is dangerous. So what they do is, they come together and they say, let's change. You know, now let's become strong. Let's become tough. Let's not get affected with so much. So now they become hard and tough cells. Okay? Suddenly they change their form. They were soft, moist cells. They become white, tough cells. And you suddenly see a white patch. Okay? Now this is a tough patch. Now when you're putting, you have no sensation because they also don't bother to tell you anything. Because you ignore them first, now they are ignoring you. You keep on doing it. With this white patch there, you still keep on doing it. They say, my God, this man is really crazy. He wants to kill us. Now let us all come together and multiply and build ourselves strong. And they say, fine, let's do that. And they now decide to form a lump. And they start growing. Okay? They grow because they don't know they will be destroyed completely. So they come together and keep on growing. Now let's not die, you know. Forget death. Now let's continue growing and growing. And suddenly this guy, I'll see myself having a big, oh, what is this? What happened? Let's show the doctor. Doctor says you got cancer. Hey, where did I get cancer from? Suddenly? Not suddenly, sir. You did not listen to the cells. They were telling you every time they were telling you something. You ignored them, then they had to do something to get your attention. And when you got your attention, now what? You've lost something. So many a times in life, you know, when relations or something, you know, many times, we have to just pay attention to the little things. These little things actually can be solved. Don't wait for too long when it's all gone, right? So life is like that. So understand this, okay? So tumor is when you did not listen to your body, when you were doing all the wrong, when it was telling you to do right. And what was that? The same thing. Feeling tired, weak, turning red, inflamed, weakness, collapsing, everything, lethargy, mental confusion, everything that was happening to me when the toxin was building up. You understood? This is exactly. Now tell me, how many people here in London would be lethargic, tired, fatigued every day? Now you're getting what I'm saying? How many feel actually, you know, have drained up all the energy by the end of the day? Many. How many people actually feel sleepless? Many. How many people are actually swelling up? Many. You understand, we are actually becoming what the body doesn't want us to become. And we are not listening. The problem is we have actually become very, very, very adamant. We don't want to listen. And that's a big problem. And that is true even with children, yes or no? They don't want to listen. Forget the children. Even as adults, we don't listen. So try to learn the art of listening. And listening to not others, only to yourself. Right? So, next slide. Do you get what the body can do? Isn't it miraculous? And that machine, who has it? I have it, and so do you have it. You just need to drive that machine rightly, okay? Now, what is Ganoderma? And why I'm talking all this and trying to connect you with Ganoderma? Ganoderma is an adaptogen. Now, when I say adaptogen, is a herb that brings about balance. It's the thing that goes down and brings peace and harmony within cells. And that's an amazing thing. So I always believe, you know, if I have to compare an adaptogen with something in the real world, I actually say religion is an adaptogen. It actually brings peace and calmness in a community. It brings people together with one belief. And that's what an adaptogen can do. Rishi is like that. Rishi, when it goes into your system, it brings about a balance within all your organs. Suddenly, most of the diseases that are hyper or hypo, like hypothyroidism, overweight or less weight, or obesity, or whatever it is, that is because of high or low, suddenly that is being brought to balance. And that is the amazing thing Rishi can do. And that is why Rishi basically means the one who seeks himself, the spiritual herb. It is called as a spiritual herb. And the people in the past consumed it because, they knew the life was tough outside. It's very easy for us now. Those days it was not easy to survive, right? you know for sure you're going to get your lunch now. You're going to get your dinner today, right? Everything's going to be okay, you're going to sleep fine. But those days it was not. The mind was more worried then than it was now. But yet, consuming something like this maintained the peace and calmness within. And that's what I believe. If you understand this route to your mind starts and begins with your body, you actually can heal both the body and the mind. Okay? So very important. So Ganoderma is a powerful adaptogen. And that's why we have to take it every day, because you need peace and harmony every day. It's non-toxic. It's not limited to a particular organ as such. It works on your oral tissues because it actually works on the whole body. Yeah? Same copy. And as I said, it has a normalizing effect. How does it work and how did you ever experience? Try to take a Ganoderma coffee. Okay? After you take the coffee, you really feel something actually has shut down. Okay? So I call it like this, you know. You take these, you know what are dominoes?
Yes.
Okay, so you place these dominoes like this, right? So if you push one, what happens? Everything starts falling. Now, is there a way to stop such a thing? Once you start it, is there a way to stop something like this? How?
You can remove one or someplace, I don't know which one.
Fantastic, right? Just go a little further and remove these few. It stops there. Now, that's what an adaptogen or rich in antioxidant can do. It goes into your system, takes the free radicals that have caused this chain reaction in your body, which they are robbing your cells and damaging your cells. It goes down, and as an antioxidant, it takes away the free radicals out and pushes them out of your system, so that the whole thing, which was like a chain reaction that was damaging you, is suddenly stopped. So when you take a coffee, when you take a tea, rich like with antioxidants, you can suddenly feel after you have taken it in some time that you have a normalizing effect, something that has stopped suddenly that was moving around very fast. And that is what is very important. This is what Ganoderma can do, and with the coffee it does it amazingly. Okay, because coffee itself is rich in antioxidants. This is next slide. Okay, now we know. Now where does Ganoderma fit in? Does it go into the drug category? Okay? No. It's not chemically, synthetically made. It's cultivated. You saw the farm? It's a process of cultivation. In antibiotic, you can say, or probably a painkiller, they are synthesized drugs, right? This is natural. Okay? Here, there could be a side effect because it is meant for an effect. A particular effect it is meant for. So there is definitely that if that effect is not met, you get a side effect. But here, it's not meant for an effect. It's for your well-being. So whatever the side effect is, the side effect will always be well-being. And that's a good side effect, okay? Here, the only thing is, sometimes you have ailment reflection. Now, when I say ailment reflection is, you can have a diarrhea, okay? You can have sweat, right? You can have phlegm. You getting a point? Or you can have more urine. That is ailment reflection. And is it good? Yes, you're helping the body's natural first phase of defense by taking Ganoderma. Okay? So don't be worried about it. Actually, it is helping the body cleanse itself. Because everything that goes out of your body is actually purifying your body. Okay? Very, very important. Here it's cure. Here looking at prevention. So never ever say that, you know, you got cancer, take this, it's going to cure your cancer. Never. Ganoderma will never cure cancer. But it can do one thing. It can help the body become strong to prevent the spread of cancer or to even reverse the cancer that you have. Okay? Very, very important that you use the right words. It is target specific, a drug, but this is overall normalizing effect. Okay, here we are treating a disease with a drug. You need a doctor for that, who prescribes that. Here it's about body wellness. You don't need a doctor. You don't need me or anybody. You can do that, okay? So here it's body wellness. Here it's man-made technology, research, scientists coming out with different combination formulas, test tubes and here and there, then coming out with a drug tested on animals and human trials, and then finally to you. Okay? Human technology. And does technology change? Has technology changed over time? Is it changing now also? Will it change in future? Yeah. So we have everything that man made keeping on changing. So you had antibiotics of first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation. We'll have I don't know what generations. Because every generation will make its own range of antibiotics. Okay? Then you go here. Ganoderma is what? Natural technology. It's nature's pharmaceutical product, okay? It comes from nature. And you know, nature has an amazing thing. It adapts to the changing things. It knows what to do. And so even in the process of evolution, nature has adapted to the process of evolution. And that's amazing with mushrooms too. Okay? This is usually a single molecule. More than 400 active elements are found in natural herbs, and especially in Ganoderma. So there can be an over-usage problem. Okay? Like if you take more, you can land up with toxic problems of that same drug that you've taken. But trust me, because this can get you into toxicity, the job here is not toxicity, it's to remove toxicity. So even if you take more, what can happen? Nothing. Okay? So like to tell, you know, whatever you say, you need to first believe. I told you, don't believe me, because I never believed anyone. Before this, even before DX and people talked, I never believed anybody. Even the lot of papers. So I made sure there was a 360 bottle. I said, how safe is it? You know, if accidentally somebody opens and eats the whole thing, how safe is it? So how do you find that? Huh? How do you find it?
Try it for yourself.
Absolutely. And I did it. Okay? So when you know what, it's just a mushroom you ate, it's fine. Only because it is in the form of a capsule, I don't need to fear it. Right? If my friend is my friend, and I know he's my friend, but only because he comes in his army suit and the dress, I don't need to fear him. Right? This is just a capsule, Ganoderma. It's a natural food. It is in the form of a capsule. So don't take it as a drug. It is still a natural herb. Okay? So don't worry about the dosage. Next slide. Okay, now here. Yes, question.
You said don't believe me.
Don't believe me.
I don't believe me.
Yeah, please don't believe me.
You said I cannot overdose it.
Yes.
But when I will take more than normally I'm supposed to take, nothing will happen. What is the sense to take more?
Yeah, that's what it is. A 360 I took, nothing happened. So I need to know that even if I clean my room 10 times,
Okay.
is there a problem?
So you didn't have
No.
What for to take more?
No need.
If I can take less
Absolutely.
and have the same effect.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't need to take more. You understand? What I need to do is, one fine day, I decide that 1 year I did not clean my room, okay? Or 1 year I did not wash my dress, and today I'm going to wash it clean today. Does it make sense? Yeah, so I wash my dress up. But today I do it so much. Not 1 hour in the washing machine, but for 24 hours, round and round and round. What is it going to do? Nothing. What it's going to do in half an hour, 45 minutes is fine. But how about me washing my clothes every day? Makes sense. How about me cleaning my room every day? Even for 5 minutes is enough. So taking Ganoderma, 2 capsules every day is good. But taking one fine day, 360, it's okay. You understand. You better get this philosophy right. What she asked is right. Okay? So try to think, oh, I was on Ganoderma and today I missed my dose. It was not a dose. You missed it in the morning. Don't worry. In the night before you sleep, just pop in your 6 capsules. That's fine. Right? So today you did not clean up your room. Don't worry. Whenever you get time, clean it up. You getting a point? Don't treat it as a drug. Treat it as a food. And food can be eaten anytime. Yeah, so simple it is. Okay? Now. Okay, so good. Yeah, you don't believe me. Okay, tell me.
Any interaction with medicine?
No. Okay, so you understand one thing. The cleaner doesn't have a problem with others, right? So he just cleans and goes. It's as simple and a humble herb. It will only do its job of cleaning. Instead, when you take a toxic drug, which is meant for a purpose, like if you're on painkillers, you're on drugs, multiple drugs, these drugs are accumulating toxins in your body, chemicals. And the only way these drugs are eliminated out of your body is through your kidneys. Okay? So most of your drugs actually pass out through your kidneys. Now, kidneys is where the Ganoderma primarily works because it actually is a natural diuretic. So what it's going to do, even if you're on a pill, it's going to see that you're flushing it out. So your dosage, like for example, you were on a 500 milligram metformin for diabetes, you will not, because long-term people who were on 500 landed up with 1000 milligrams, higher dose, because you suddenly got used to that 500 and you needed more. But when you take Ganoderma, the 500 that went in found its way out after its job done. Okay, it was eliminated out of the body. So your dosage will probably remain 500 or go below that. Getting a point? So even if you're on drugs, it's very, very important that you take Ganoderma. Okay, so if you're having a party in your house, do you need to clean it up?
Yes.
Yeah, so drugs is like taking party. Okay, doing party in your house. Mess it up, clean it up. Okay, don't worry. This is how simple it is. So, I sometimes tell people, people want to eat something, my kids are doing this. Okay, fine, one fine day, if they want to eat a McD's and something like that, it's okay one day, right? But make sure they're cleaned up the next day. Very, very important. So if we know how to live in this changing environment, not exclude ourselves from the world, but include something into our world, then we are really bringing about a change. And that thing that we need to include is the nature's gift that we have. And one of them is Ganoderma. You getting my point? Yeah, very, very, very important. Now here, what's special about DX and Ganoderma? Because Ganoderma, you can go to China, you can find big, outside the shops, they are selling it on like streets. You can get kilos, and I don't know how many companies sell it. But what's so special about DX and Ganoderma? One, the process of cultivation, as Jijit told you, the way we process it, that's amazing. But the way it's been divided into two parts, the RG and GL. And I believe that's amazing, because suddenly we have two things now. One, if you look at the mushroom, in the olden days, the mushroom grew like this on trees, okay? And that's how we still use the process of cultivating this mushroom, the hanging method. But what this part is called, it's the reproductive part, okay? So I call it the fruit. But it's a reproductive part. Now this is the actually reproductive part, so this will have its spores which will go out, and the spores are hard, okay, very tough. So, after millions, probably only few hundreds will actually become mushrooms again, okay, others will just weather off. But inside this tree, what is there? Is the root, correct? This root of a mushroom or fungus is called mycelium, okay? This is actually the most important part of a mushroom. This is the real mushroom. This is just the fruiting part, but this fungus is the fungi. Mycelium is the basic thing that feeds on the substrate, eats on it, and then one fine day it decides that, okay, most of the nutrient here is over, now I need to form a fruiting body, leave the spores, and move on. You getting a point? Okay? And what happens is, after this is done, it becomes hard. After a certain time, it becomes really hard. If you see a Ganoderma, it's really amazing. It looks beautiful, but hard. And probably that is the reason it is also called, as one of the reasons people say that it's a mushroom of immortality, because that same mushroom, usually mushrooms come and they go, right? If you see, it was always a miracle. A mushroom came in the night, in the morning it was gone, right? But this doesn't go. This remains there. So it was like that. DXN, what it did, with an amazing technology, we managed to have this in the sac. Okay? So we have a special way in which also we collect the mycelium. Okay? So we get the fruiting body. This fruiting body is called RG, Rishi Gano. Okay? And GL is the mycelium, Ganocelium. Easy? Very easy. Now, the best thing is what? Take the whole mushroom. So how do you take the whole mushroom? Take it in pairs. Now the best thing, again here is, both have a little different function. Usually in the Chinese Oriental philosophy, they considered the mushroom to do the most of the detoxification. And that was the fruiting body. Okay? So RG does detox. Okay? It detoxifies, it cleanses you. How do you find, because people will ask you, oh, is it a placebo? You tell me something and it will work for me, Yeah, it could be, right? You're telling that is why you think, it probably is nothing, it's doing nothing to me, it's just going inside and coming out, and absolutely doing nothing. But the way you find out if Gano is working for you, RG, is when you take it, you'll see you have an increased urine output. That means your body was passing urine, but with Ganoderma, you're doing it better. You getting my point? You're helping the body's defense system, the first level of defense system, by supporting it. And that becomes amazing. Imagine one guy pushing a vehicle, okay? He's pushing, and you see him, and what do? You support him? Do you? How many will you? Okay, there's only one lady doing that. Okay, you will also. So now imagine what will happen to this guy. How will he feel?
Supportive.
No, but how will he feel? Definitely supportive. Feel good, relaxed, right? He was giving 100% energy, now how much is he giving? probably 30% because two people divided 30-30. Exactly that way. When your body is trying to squeeze up the toxins and release it out, suddenly you put a mushroom like Ganoderma inside, your body says, thank you so much, you're helping me, okay? Fantastic, isn't it? You're cleaning the house and somebody says, oh, give me the broom, I'll do that while you do the dusting. Thank you so much, That's how you need to do with your body. You need to support it. And that's what RG does. Okay, what does GL do? GL basically is rich in nutrients. Fantastic in nutrient value. So in the process of your detoxification, we lose a lot of nutrients also in your body. Okay, and that is what GL replenishes. Okay, so it's rich in organic germanium and all other stuff. But this and this together we call paired. So we say RG GL. So you have heard this. If you are a DXM member, you say RGGL. Two pairs. Okay, pair means they are together, husband wife. Okay, always treat them together. Very good, fantastic way to take it. So you can take it every day in pairs. Very good. While this does detoxification, this is going to do the balancing. Because I told you, imbalance is only when there is somebody who gets less than somebody who gets more. When there is something that is going out and there is less for certain parts, GL is going to replenish that and it's going to be in balance again. Easy? Okay, very good. Next slide.
So what you are saying, just if we buy the Ganoderma, let's say in the market, that would be just this detox part, yes? Is that correct?
Yes, because see, if you go out in the jungles, they will only pick this up. From the tree, can you take out the mycelia? From the tree bark, from this tree, which is inside, can you take out the mycelium?
No.
The roots?
No.
Okay, that's one thing. The second thing is, if you go in the market and you buy a Ganoderma, you don't know where it has come from, and mushrooms can be very, very toxic. Okay, if these mushrooms are kind of saprophytes, they feed on anything that is dead or parasitic. They can feed on anything that is living. Okay, now if this mushroom is feeding on, say, suppose, sometimes they also grow on flat dead logs. Okay, and that could be a poisonous insect or heavy metals in that soil. Suddenly you see a mushroom growing here. Okay, now here probably all this was toxic elements, poisonous snake or whatever it is, I don't know. But all that was here, the mushroom is going to put it here. You getting my point? So Ganoderma, if not known from the source where it comes, can actually do exactly the opposite. The same thing it was going to help my kidneys can damage your kidneys. Getting my point? Yeah, because these are not known. So never take a mushroom of which you never know the source of. Mushrooms, you should know the source. Mushrooms can be very, very toxic. Okay?
And what about the coffee? It's more like detoxify.
We'll go on the coffee later. Yeah? So you collect your questions, okay? Keep on doubting me, okay? Don't believe me. Okay, next slide. Accumulate your questions. Now, the first observation theory. Okay, we learned this. So, what do you need to do? You get yourself into balance and detoxify yourself. How simple that can be. Is it? Very simple. Very, very simple. Okay, next slide. Okay, now, here, second observation theory says that Ganoderma supports the body, and it's the body that sets in the healing system. Okay? Now, if you have a cut and injury, does the doctor put the bandage in? Does he repair it or the body repairs it? Exactly. That's exactly what you have to understand. Ganoderma does this. It supports the body so that the body takes care of it. Okay? Next slide. Here, the third. Reaction, as I told you, sometimes when the toxins are being thrown out of your body, they might use all the roots that I mentioned in the first discharge phase, and that's where you might see a reaction, which could be scary, right? And when you have diarrhea, certainly after eating something, it's scary. But if you have the awareness that it is because of eating wrong that this is happening, you will let it happen. You will only take break from your regular work and let things happen and just maintain yourself, and so that with time it becomes okay. So there could be a chance that people might get some reactions. There could be physical reactions or emotional reactions. And that's amazing. Because Ganoderma not only works on your body, I told you, this is the herb that actually also through your body works on your mind. And that is why it was known as Rishi. Okay? So very, very important. So you could have emotional as well as physical changes in your body. And never get afraid of the changes. And when you're going or somebody else is going through this, make sure that you talk to that person. Okay, make that person believe that you're with him. Okay, because otherwise the experience can be horrible in ignorance. You getting my point? Okay, so keep on talking to your people whom you give. Don't just give them and ignore them. Okay, you need to talk, because every time there is a cleanse, they might get really scared of the thing that can happen. You know, it's only 10-15% of the people that get this. It's usually when the body lacks oil. So the best way to prevent all this is to see you have enough massage oil, you take enough olive oil or virgin coconut oil in your diet. Then you'll never have these problems, because then the toxins, they actually are fat soluble, they take the root of the fat, and if not the urine, they can travel through your gut and can be eliminated out of your body. Okay? The fact that how much should I take? How much of Ganoderma is good for me? You know, if you look at here, this is a standard presentation, official presentation of the company, which you can get if you want to. You can just ask for the slides and you can take them. And if you want to present it again, you can use these slides. Okay, so here it's like when you start something new to your body, always start with one pair. Why I say that is because it's introducing something new to your body. Okay, so start with one pair every day. And this is also when you suggest somebody about Ganoderma. Start with one pair every day. One pair is such a low dose, that there can never be a problem with it. Okay? So nobody will ever come up with a problem. But you're building trust. You're building that assurance that it is safe for you. Okay? Then you go to 2 pairs on the second week. Then you go to 4 pairs on the third week. And then you can go to 4th week, you can go to 6 pairs, which is...
What do you mean by that, by the pairs? Like
pairs. I told you, right? Husband, wife. Pair. They are in pair. Okay, so RGGL. When I say pair, it is RGGL. Okay, so keep them together. It's the theory of the yin and yang. Okay, the positive and the negative. So they come in balance. You always take the whole together. Okay, now sometimes we need to also understand that there will be people who say there's no response, nothing is happening to me with this dose. Okay, then at times you need to increase the dosage. Okay, because sometimes you take a cloth, you dip it in the water, and you have kept it for a long time, but you're squeezing it and nothing is coming out. Then what do? You squeeze it hard, right? Sometimes you need to do that. Sometimes your body has toxins, but the dose becomes so less that you need a little higher dose to cause the diuretic effect, so that you actually can flush that out. And that's when you talk. I told you, talk to your people, talk to yourself, what is happening, then increase your dosage. You can increase it by 2 pairs on an incremental basis, till the point the person says that with this dosage, like after me passing my urine now, after I take this dosage with 2 glasses of water, in another half an hour to 45 minutes, I get another sensation to pass urine. That means that within 30 to 45 minutes, the water that you took has actually cleaned up your system, found its way to the bladder and out. And that's a very good sign that Ganoderma has worked on you. Okay, that's a good sign. So you can increase the dosage depending on what feedback you get from the people. If people get some reactions and they feel the toxins are going out and the situation is manageable, just a little rash here and there, a little cough, and a little loose motion, and they are manageable. So you can tell the guy, you know, it's just like that, you can manage it up, it is all going to be okay. It's fine. They can continue on that dosage because it's acting on them. If the situation is unmanageable, a lot of toxins are getting released and the person is not able to manage it, then you go is by reducing the dosage. And the best thing is to reduce it by half, exactly 50%. You know, so somebody was taking 6 pairs, you go to 3 pairs. Okay, so the person feels okay. So he first needs to believe that the toxins are going out, but he cannot manage the situation, so he needs to go on half the dosage. Now, the time factor is very important. Now, what I mean to say time factor is, it's not about doing it one shot, you know, one day. It's about doing it over a period of time. This is lifestyle. You know, we are a lifestyle modification company. We don't change things in weeks and probably in days, but probably over years we change you completely. Okay, so it's important that your association with DXN and DXN products continues for a minimum of 6 months and more. Okay, that's where your journey should start. Because real transformation, even if your red blood cells have to change, they need at least 90 to 120 days to change. Okay, so that's what the time you need to give to your body. So make sure that you convince somebody for yourself first that you need to take it for a longer period of time to see a permanent change. Okay? Next slide, please. Okay, now this is very important. Now, acidic versus alkaline theory. Now, most of the food that we eat not only lacks nutrients, but is also acidic. Now, what happens in an acidic environment is the cells die. Okay? Now, for example, our body blood fluid the body blood is basically acidic or alkaline?
Which one?
The blood, the plasma. Is it acidic or alkaline? Alkaline. Yeah, it's around 7.35 to around 2.42. That's where it ranges. It's a slightly alkaline. Now let me ask you, what about saliva? Is it acidic or alkaline? Acidic, yeah. Because now understand what the fluid does. If it's acidic, it breaks down things, it processes, digests, right? Alkaline fluid or alkaline environment is where the life thrives. Your blood has blood cells in it, and it needs to be alkaline. But the food you eat, the lifestyle you take, all this makes your blood more acidic. And once the blood becomes acidic, that's where the damage starts. And over a period of time, you start having inflammatory conditions. Because every disease, you name the disease on earth, it has the basic root in inflammation. Okay? And it all begins with the food you eat. And that's why you need a lifestyle products that are alkaline. And most of the products, all 95% of the products of ours are all alkaline. And primarily, if you look at RGGL, is also alkaline. How? It actually does the diuresis effect. It cleans up your system so that it takes away the acid out of your body. Okay? So one thing you will notice if you take regular Ganoderma, that your urine becomes more whiter, more, not too acidic, the color changes and everything, and you have a lot of flow. And that's a very good sign to say that you're in complete mode of prevention of any disease. Okay? So, next slide, please. So now, the enzyme theory. Now, along with we also, nutrition, we need enzymes in your body. And if we have pre-digested enzymes, which our ancestors knew very well, like our yogurt was natural enzymes that we use, the bacteria fermentation that we use for us to process our food, so that the food can be digested very well. Now, in this you have to understand that our gut, your intestine, basically if you look at it like this, and with its all like that, they actually are not just a skin tissue or something like just like that. They are like, you can say, a big landmass where there is a lot of other bacteria living, okay? And these bacteria, they live here, and they feed on the stuff that you give, okay? So if you put fiber, if you put good stuff, these bacteria, they thrive. If you put acidic food and all that other stuff, these bacteria die. And if these bacteria die, your whole digestive process goes down, okay? So like, for example, if you have diarrhea, you lose the bacterial flora, and then you have to take lactobacillus, right? So similarly, we need some things like enzymes which can help in digesting our food and also processing in other bodily processes, formation of hormones and other things in your body. So enzymes can be actually produced by the body, but they can be supported. Again, I'm telling you, we support the body's mechanism by having some naturally made enzymes made outside, put inside the body so that it helps. Like we have more enzyme, or we can have codipine. Okay, these are natural enzymes you can take, they can improve your digestion. Along with that, they can also pass through your system very easily. So taking codipine is helping cordyceps to pass through your system much more easily. Okay, same with more enzyme, helping Moringa citrifolia to pass through your system more easily and more faster. Okay, next slide. Now, green theory. Green theory is all about having green food, have green vegetables, fibers are very important. 80% of your bacteria here feed on the fiber. If you lack fiber, you've lost 80% of the bacteria because they have starved to death. And then you live with this 20% only, feeding on the stuff that you put. But putting green fiber is very important. And here, along with the green food, we have an amazing supplement that we call spirulina. Spirulina really helps to build up your blood cells. And it really it becomes a source of all the vitamins that you need. All iron, your vitamin B1, B2, B3, vitamin B12, your magnesium, calcium, all the multi-minerals that you need for your body to function and develop the red blood cells. So spirulina is not only alkaline, probably the most alkaline food that you can give it from children to pregnant women to everybody. And this can be consumed by everyone. You can always go, as I said, the dosage can be 2 capsules 3 times a day to start with, and depending on the situation you can increase it. Okay, very, very good food. And how safe is it? Very, very safe. You can even take the whole bottle. It will not harm you. Like for example, I always show in one of my slides, the flamingos, the birds flamingos, they completely feed on this. They don't eat fish. They love this algae, and if you go and you'll do some Google, you'll see these flamingos only eating this algae the whole day for weeks, and that gives them their beautiful color, the red color that they have on their mane. So we have spirulina. Whom do you give this to? People suffering from lethargy, weakness, fatigue, acidic body, people with low hemoglobin. Okay, you can definitely give spirulina to them. Kind of a multi-vitamin, multi-mineral supplement. Okay, everybody can take it, from a child who's newborn to an old person also. Next slide, please. Okay, skincare series we have. Probably we don't have the aloe vera range here, right?
For now, no.
For now, no. But again, let's go with the theory. Whatever is good for your stomach is definitely good for your skin. Okay, so you will see people in DX and they take Ganoderma or spirulina and they put on the face. Okay, they do these packs and all those things, and people say, "What crazy? Just eat it." But sometimes transdermal, through the skin, absorption is much more higher and better, and it goes directly into your skin. So even application like that, like suppose a kid doesn't want to take, okay, don't take. Can you play with the kid with applying a little spirulina mask? That is the way you can push spirulina into the system. Okay, an adult who doesn't want to take it, you can still put it on his body, do a nice massage. You can find your own way, but also passing thing through your skin is a way. Aloe vera is very, very good for your skin, and it not only binds your skin and prevents aging of the skin, it also helps in retaining water. It's got these amazing anti-hydrating properties that it can help moisture in your skin, and if the skin maintains its moisture, it stops from cracking and drying up, and that's an amazing thing. So we have an aloe vera series with us. Next slide, Jimmy. Okay, so where does our product come? Whom can we suggest our product? One is, first, you have to be a loyal consumer. You first need to believe. If you don't believe and if you don't take it, never ever talk about it, share about it. Okay, first that's the first rule. If you believe it and if you have experienced something, then never shy in telling about it. Okay, because then you have to talk about it to everyone. And we have products that range not from individuals suffering from diseases, but for everyone, because everybody has gone from the 2 cell to 4 cell to the 8 cell to the 16th cell. Okay, and they've become millions of cells. So from pregnant women, well, now let's take some products. Okay, what products would you suggest for a pregnant woman? Very good. Okay, let's try. So we'll do a recap. Okay, I'm sure you all know it. So pregnant woman, spirulina. What else? Can you suggest? RGGL.
And the coffee with RGGL.
Okay, coffee also. Okay. Anything else you would like to tell?
Noni, Morinji.
Morinji. Okay. Okay. Anything else?
Everything.
That's it. Because see now, but suddenly you tell everything you should take. The person says, "Get lost." You're trying to push everything on me. Find out the way in which you can place the product. A woman would want, when she's having pregnant and she's having this belly coming up, she's going to have actually, stretch marks and all those things. Make sure you make her believe that, an oil massage actually can help to maintain your skin integrity, right? So you can start with a person who doesn't want to consume anything by telling only applying Gano oil can actually help you with your skin, maintain your skin, and also help you in a good delivery. Okay, because nice lubrication can make sure that you have a normal delivery. Okay, this is very important. So for me, I would definitely say yellow oil. Okay. Second, I would try to convince her that your blood was meant for you, but now you have another one inside you, and your blood is sharing by another one inside. Now you need more nutrient. Your doctor has already prescribed you multivitamins, but these are all chemical derivatives. Can we put in some natural derivatives, some natural multivitamin, like vitamin B1, B2, and all those things? Your child needs it. And you say, yeah, is there something like that? There you have spirulina. Okay? Most of the women, pregnant women will have swelling on their legs, okay, because water doesn't pass out so easily. You have to explain them, taking RGGL is very, very important. They can help in cleansing your system, because the more cleaner your system, the baby will be much better. You understand? So find a reason to give them a little story, and about the product. Don't give too much complication, and you will be able to convince that person to try it, because every product of ours actually has some benefit to the body, and overall there will be a long-term benefit. Somebody has a neurological family history and some problem in the family. You should make sure take your lion's mane along with when you're pregnant. Because your great-grandfather had Parkinson's. Do you want your child to inherit those genes in you? Make sure that you are supplementing yourself enough that the neurological development of your child is better, and they will agree to it, right? So you make sure that every product, you need to have that one tagline that you're able to sell. Infants, we have Cocozi. You can give them spirulina. School children, again the same stuff you can give. Then we have teenagers. Teenagers can hook on to coffee. Coffee can be really helpful for them, right? Because they go through the hormonal changes. Their body already is acidic on the top. They live a lifestyle that is acidic. You want more cleansing, okay? So make sure they take RGGL if they take. If not, make sure at least they take the coffee. Make it simple. Then married couples, make them two individuals. Make them believe that only when you're healthy, plan a child. Don't plan a child when you're unhealthy, because you're guaranteed that your child will be unhealthy, right? So become healthy first, make yourself fit and fine for 3 months, and then plan to have a child, okay? So conception can be done only after you have maintained a good health. Seniors, definitely digestion goes down. We have supplements like spirulina, RGGL, but here you need other things like vinaigrette, enzymes you need more in the old age. Right, so make sure that you can even try to convince them that. We are going to very soon launch virgin coconut oil, and that's the organic virgin coconut oil, and that's going to be an amazing product, because it is very much needed in this part of the world because of the kind of psychiatric and the mental illnesses that are coming up, the neurological diseases. Okay, so again, very good for the heart. So we're coming up with that. And finally, these people will definitely come to you after they have lost all the battle, the sick people, okay? So don't worry too much about them, let them be down on the list. Think about the people whom you can save, okay? And these are the people you need to educate. They might, out of 10, 2 might understand, 8 might go away, but when they fall here, out of the 8, they will come back to you, okay? So your job is to educate and tell. Next. Okay, so let's do a recap. RG is for detox, okay? RG is for detox. Next, G. GL is for balance. Okay? Next. Spirulina for nutrition. Okay, simple, nutrition for the blood. Okay? Next slide. Okay, now here coffee. Coffee is very, very good. And when we say our coffee, basically coffee has caffeine and it's a little acidic. But what the combination of coffee with Ganoderma does is suddenly making the acidic coffee an alkaline coffee, okay? Because coffee itself is diuretic, and you add another thing, it's like the two people pushing me, right? Suddenly, the same coffee becomes an amazing coffee and a healing coffee. And you get the benefits of coffee, like anti-stress, it relaxes you, it can actually even heal you from different conditions because of its effect, diuretic effect. Now everybody have this sweet tooth, we say, we love sweet. Yes or no? Around 300 years, 400 years back, people did not like sweet. They all like bitter, because bitter was their favorite taste. So you look at tea, coffee, cacao. They all was these primary things that they used, and bitter was always better. But unfortunately, with the advent of sugar in our diet, sugar became the primary thing, and we now are hooked onto sugar. Sugar is so acidic. I would say if you quit sugar, you're already taken 50% of your health in your hand. Okay, sugar is that dangerous. So make sure that when you tell people our coffee is bitter, but it's better. Okay, next slide. Yeah, so we have varieties of coffee, the 3-in-1, the 2-in-1. Idea is to get the people the 3-in-1 first, so they like the taste. Do people like the taste of 3-in-1?
Yeah.
Yes. Give them that, and finally, when they give them, you try to convince them the health benefits of the 2-in-1, because ultimately we want them to go on the 2-in-1, the coffee and the Ganoderma. Okay, so the journey begins. So the day they actually will become the 2-in-1 coffee lovers, they have already become your permanent followers or members. They will really follow you. So 3-in-1 is to bring them in. 2-in-1 was to keep them healthy. Getting a point? 3-in-1 also does that.
What is this? 3-in-1?
See, now these are coffee types we have, okay? We have different varieties of coffee so that people can choose. The idea is to have a coffee with Ganoderma. Again, some coffees have a little sugar in it, some are without sugar. Some have cream in it, some are without cream. Okay, so the idea is to give the choice to a person to make his choice of coffee. So you take a coffee, but my suggestion as a physician is that ultimately you have to go on the bitter coffee. Okay, the 2-in-1.
No cream, no sugar. But what about if it's black coffee? Some of them it's just black coffee, and some of them with Ganoderma, because I thought that.
No, it's all the coffees have Ganoderma.
Ah, okay.
All the coffees have Ganoderma, and we have coffees with even cordyceps mushroom. Okay, cordyceps is another mushroom. Okay, so next slide, Jane. So coffee is actually healing. Okay, very, very beneficial. Drinking coffee 2, 3, 4 times a day can really help you. Really, really help you. Okay, so this is the cordyceps coffee. Cordyceps is another mushroom, a parasitic mushroom that actually has amazing healing properties. The primary function of cordyceps is on your lungs. It improves your lung efficiency so that you breathe well. Now, when you breathe well, you have more oxygen intake. More oxygen intake means more stamina, more vitality, more energy, and that's what this coffee can do. For whom this coffee is beneficial? For people who are like having a busy life, they need more energy. People who are in sports, right, working out in gym, for them this coffee is good. A lot of time people go in the gym and they work out and they take a coffee, right? So this coffee can actually be a booster for them, for that extra energy that they need. Okay, so next slide. Cocozzi, again, cacao with Ganoderma. Okay, there's a list of benefits of cacao for children. It's loaded. Probably 85% of the antioxidants are found majorly in cacao. Cacao is very rich in antioxidants, the highest probably. And that is why it's the child's best food. But unfortunately, cacao has been added with sugar to make chocolate. Okay? So if you tell the child, what do you like, chocolate? They say yes. Oh, do you like the sweet, only sugar? They don't like the sugar only. They don't like the cacao only. But you give them together, they like it. But actually, they like it because of the cacao. Okay? But now here, Cocozzi is a fantastic drink that you can make for your child. It's an instant drink. You just put that in hot water, or you can put it in milk if you want to. I would not suggest that. You can give it with water itself if you can develop that taste. This same has almost similar properties like coffee. It's a very good diuretic again. Now see, look at it. Okay, diuresis is the key. Diuresis is the key to your health. If your kidneys keep on working, you keep on living. The day your kidneys stop working, you start falling ill. Okay, that's the key. And we need something that gets our kidneys working always. And that's what our products do primarily. Okay, they maintain the health through your kidneys. Next slide. Okay, so Cocozzi is a fantastic drink for kids. Next, okay. Yeah, so coffees, we have a variety of them. You can choose your type according to your taste. This is a 2-in-1 coffee. Okay, Morinzi. Morinzi is basically made of Morinda citrifolia. It's a tropical fruit. Yeah.
Sorry, before you go there, the milk that they have in there is which kind of milk?
Soya, no? Is soya, no?
It's a vegetable creamer. It's from soya. Some are from.
But it's not those dried milk powder
it's
like.
not from milk. It's vegetable extract.
But it's
Yeah.
soya.
Soya is also there. Some are from palm oil also.
Okay.
Because I ask him because the Ayurvedic medicine, they say that the soy, if you consume a lot of soya things, they damage your kidneys.
Who said?
In some reports, in the website,
Okay.
all this scientific information, but also the milk too, because they bring you more toxins. But
No,
I'm
for
not
me,
sure that I-
something, if you want to protect your kidney, let the urine flow. That's it. Kidneys can be protected if the flow is on. Okay, as soon as your flow gets low, it becomes acidic and you're passing urine after 4, 5 hours, 6 hours, you should be sure that your kidneys are on the verge of getting damaged. But if you're passing urine and it's flowing and flowing, it will never ever get damaged. That's the key, okay? Very, very important. And with cacao, with tea, with coffee, with Ganoderma, this is what we achieve, okay? And with spirulina, we achieve the nutrition part. With Morinzi, we do the other part. We take care of the intestinal flora, because here, this has got something like we see the prozeronine. These are the ingredients in Morinda citrifolia. They actually are like, you can say, the mason repairers of your body proteins. So the proteins, when they get damaged, Morinda citrifolia has the ability to repair your protein damage. Okay, so that is why it is very good for organs that are rich in protein, like your skin, your hair, because if they are getting damaged, it's very good for that. Your actually your flora within your intestine. So people suffering from IBS, again, very good for them. It's very good for the heart also. It's amazing for the liver also. It can be helpful for people who want to have a de-addiction effect, like want to quit smoking, want to quit alcohol. This has got the amazing ability to do that, okay, by providing you with the nutrients. So again, a nice drink, you can give it to your kids also. Kids, it can help them with, usually kids suffer from worm infestations, So you need an anti-helminthic that actually helps them to maintain their flora. And here, Morinda citrifolia really works wonders for them. Okay, good, an amazing painkiller. Okay, so if you have any pain, before popping a painkiller, make sure you give a natural choice, So you can take at least 30 ml to 40 ml of this and take that. You'll see your pain actually reducing drastically, almost 60 to 80%. Plus, this is very good for, you can say, joint pains. So arthritis patients and all those things also, it can really help. It can act as an antipyretic. So you have high temperature, like you got fever, before popping another pill like a crocin or something to reduce your temperature, go on this. Give around 50 ml of this or 40 ml of this, and you will see temperature drop down. Okay, so again, you can use this as a healer. It was used in the Polynesian times as a complete thing to heal every condition. Okay, so amazing thing we have, Morinzi. Next, okay, so we have another thing called DXN Myco Veggie. It's a combination of almost 23 herbs, okay, with mushrooms loaded with spirulina, different types of mushrooms, the lion's mane, and it's so good for the fiber. And I told you, right, our gut is all about the bacteria. We want that bacteria to live longer. So you need these basic fiber, which we get from the psyllium husk that is there in Myco Veggie. So you can look at the kind of stuff that it has. It's got psyllium grain, it's got celery, mulberry leaf, noni leaf, ginkgo leaf, ginger, lemongrass, shiitake mushroom. This is a Lipophyllum mushroom, St. George's mushroom, lion's mane mushroom, elm mushroom, oyster mushroom, grey oyster mushroom, split gill mushroom, sweet corn, lime, orange, spirulina, green tea, then you have cinnamon, star anise. It's loaded with that. And that kind of fiber, if you put every day in your gut, your gut flora is going to be really being well developed. So for people suffering from constipation or any gut complaints, you have an amazing supplement here that you can take. Okay, very, very nice. Next. So again, we have personal care products. Okay, now soap. The chemical soap drain you of your oil of your body. Okay, and oil is very important for you, and we need a soap that has oil in it. So our Ganozi soap has oil in it. It doesn't dry up your skin. Now, how important is oil for your body? Your heart wouldn't pump without oil. Your lungs wouldn't move without oil. Your joints wouldn't move without oil. But if you take, I put oil in your hand and I ask you to take it off, what do you need to take it off? soap. You understand? So even if you just go to a shower and use any soap and you apply that, what it is taken off of your body is your oil. Do that over a period of 40 years, what is going to happen? You're going to be without oil. Then suddenly if you have a cardiac problem or you have a joint problem, give it to yourself that the lifestyle you led is the result that you're having this problem. So what do you need to do? Change your soap. So simple it can be, but it needs to be done regularly. Getting your point? Okay, so soap is also very important. Next. I suggest people who have been living a life till now like the way they have been living, please, please, please massage yourself. Your body needs oil. Oil is the most important ingredient of your body. Like you have plants, they are basic, like we have blood, plants, their basic ingredient is oil through which it actually passes all the nutrients and everything. And here we have an oil, you can do an oil massage at least once a week, if not twice. And give yourself the body, the oil that it has depleted over times of the lifestyle we have led. Okay, so massage it very good, especially if you don't want to massage the whole body. Give it to the end organs, that's your scalp. Do a massage onto your scalp, it goes in. Do it to your hands, it goes in. Do it to your feet, it goes in. Follow it up with a little hot water, you can dip your legs and feet, your hand with a towel dipped in hot water, just to, continue the process of better absorption, okay? Next. Toothpaste. I think we have the most wonderful toothpaste in the world. And nobody can beat this toothpaste. You all can endorse it, and I do definitely endorse it. It's amazing. There have been clinical studies done on this toothpaste. It's bitter. It's a little different in taste, but it really, really works in maintaining your mucosal flora in your mouth. Okay. Yeah. Next slide. So I will end it up. But here, what I want to say is, our products have a philosophy. I took a lot of time to tell you the philosophy, because after that the products are very easy to understand. Okay, it's very important that you hook on to these products, try these products and experience a change yourself. Only then will you believe what you want to believe, and then can you share your belief. Okay, so our category is totally different. We are into the natural wellness segment, and we are not here to compete or fight with doctors or pharmaceutical companies, but we are here to not compete with them, but to complete them, because there are some parts they are incomplete, and we can fill those gaps. Getting a point? So you are now these representatives out here in London, and you can take this message to the people. Don't feel shy. Okay, talk to more people. Experience it yourself. You keep on talking. That's your job. People listen to you. Is not your problem. Okay, so your job is to share what you believe. What you really believe, and then see the change what it can do. And that will be an amazing contribution as individuals that you can do to the society, because we need everybody's support if you want to change the society to a healthy society. Okay, so thank you so much for listening.